Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Grit Culture. Before I get this video started, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Keep helping me boost this channel up. For all the people that have already, man, I definitely appreciate what you're doing. But let's talk about Jerry Jones and this recent photo of him from back in the 1950s. Basically in a white mob crowd that's deterring a black student from entering their school. Now, as you know, there was a lot of that going on back in the day, and especially in his area. In the area he was from, and wasn't too far from where he was at, you had the infamous Little Rock 9 situation. So, that's, of course, man, that's just, it's a terrible thing, man, especially discriminating against a person based off of their skin color. I mean, that just goes without saying. But Jerry Jones, man, they caught him in a photo. Now, how this photo came about, who found this, where the hell this came from, how did they, I don't know. There's all type of, man, there's billions of people on this planet. There's 325 million people here in this country. And so a lot of people, man, they find certain things. They go look through articles. Somebody may have been looking through an old article. How they were able to identify it as Jerry Jones, not sure. Could have been somebody who was close to the situation. I'm not sure if that's been brought out in the media or not. But that would be my guess, is somebody who was close to the situation and had knowledge of the situation, and so was able to expose Jerry Jones in that manner. Now Jerry Jones has come out and he said that, he was a curious child. Said he didn't particularly take place in, deterring the black student from getting in, but he was curious because he saw everything that was going on. I think, from what I know, from what I remember seeing, I forget what Jerry Jones' his actual response was to this, but, he denounced anything, the actions of those boys. And also, like you said, he's saying he was a kid. He's basically changed from that time period. And, when it comes to shit like that, you got to basically take somebody's word for it. Now, you got to look at the different actions that they've taken. I'm not saying you got to go fucking donate to a black fund and all of this crap. You got people that have been calling for that, stuff like that. I'm not with all of that, just as I'm not with Kyrie Irving doing that shit for the Jews and all of that stuff. It's just change your ways, and, your actions are going to show. Your actions, your responses, the different things, it's going to show who you are. It's all going to come out. Now, Jerry Jones has already gotten, it doesn't look good, especially paired with the fact that he went against Colin Kaepernick kneeling, especially for, what Colin Kaepernick stated that his protest was about. And then you had Jerry Jones, who was completely against it. Now, like I said, you can put two and two together and you can say that, shit hasn't changed much. I mean, that's just showing a complete insensitivity to, what's going on at the time, what was going on through, what was perceived to be going on at that time. And so, that's a bad look. And it could, like I said, people can go from there. People can go from there on, how they want to, if they want to keep supporting Jerry Jones or if they want to like him. Nobody has to like him. Nobody has to dislike him. But it doesn't help your perception. Sure doesn't help your perception of how, how your image is viewed. And, people can sit up there and be like, oh, well, you can't be racist. You hired a bunch of football players and shit like that. I know people like to bring that, but, it's... I hate that notion, because there's something in it the gain from, what he's got going on. Now, is it, are they putting him in a position to help black people, other, people of their community, and, put them in a better position because of the millions that they're making? Yes. Yes, that's very true. But at the same time, does Jerry Jones, what is his interactions with black people on a everyday basis? I haven't heard anything, any indication that Jerry Jones is racist or anything like that. If one of his children dated somebody black or anything like that, those are certain markers. But like I said, man, this whole thing, we've all done shit as children. You can, like I said, racism is terrible, especially because of what's come behind it, and mainly it's been because of the government. The government is the main culprit when it comes to racism. You just have people who follow behind it, and they bought into the doctrine, like many other things, and that aren't just exclusive to, race or anything like that. It could be like politics and shit like that. But there's been a long residual effect. What kills me is, y'all need to be holding a lot of these politicians. A lot of people made excuses for Joe Biden when it came to his shit. When he was talking about his kids being in a racial jungle when it came to desegregating the schools and stuff back in the 70s. A lot of people, tried to make it like, oh, he's changed. It's like, come on, man. But, the shit today, the shit that he keeps doing, he's done nothing that benefit black people, to benefit anybody for one. But, it's funny because he's pretty kind of damn near overt about his disrespect. I'm not saying I'm for all these different bills and stuff like that, these hate crime bills, stuff for anti-Asian, anti-LGBT. A hate crime is a hate crime. It doesn't have to be classified to a particular thing. It's shit. If it's most crimes are born out of hate, especially murder, just murdering somebody. There's a lot of things you can apply it to hate. But, he's completely ignored black people when it came to stuff like that. Meanwhile, he's brought legislation for other groups. And a lot of presidents have continued to do this shit. So, like I said, pairing 2 and 2 together, but people seem to overlook that shit. Meanwhile, they want to jump to Jerry Jones, the fucking football owner. And football has nothing to do with anybody's damn life. Now, could it be, it create capital for him to make other shit happen and, get in the game in other ways, in an infrastructural way? Yeah. But, man, it is what it is, man. Like I said, we've all done shit, man. We've done things, we've said things that we may not have the same views on today. I will say that doesn't fall under saying. That's more of a doing type of thing, because like I said, you're deterring the child from getting to school. But like I said, he's 14 years old. So it's not enough of an indictment, because a lot of people were dumb at that age. Hell, you're talking to a person right here that was really ignorant, did a lot of fucked up things around that time, around that age, and even, afterwards. So nobody's fucking clean. So I haven't heard all the responses. I've been seeing people calling Stephen A. Smith a coon or whatnot for defending Jerry Jones. I don't know. I don't know all the responses and shit like that. I haven't looked and seen all of that. I did see LeBron and what he had to say on the situation. And I think there's validity to what he's saying. Now, a person can say that, that's dumb of LeBron to say that because it's a completely different sport. But, okay, that's fair. But, Kyrie Irving's situation had nothing to do with LeBron. And that whole thing was brought up to him. And it had nothing to do with it. But people wanted to know what he thought on it. It's a whole nother team, and it had nothing to do with basketball. Jerry Jones, especially with LeBron being a fan of Jerry Jones, a former fan, a fan of the Cowboys, or whatnot. Maybe he has a gripe rare. Why didn't you ask me about that? But you wanted to ask me about this stuff that was completely a nothing burger, and I didn't like the way LeBron responded to it. But it was a complete nothing burger when it came to Kyrie, but they wanted to jump on, they wanted to know what LeBron thought about that. So, ask him about that. So I think LeBron had something there, but yeah, man, this whole thing is, it's nonsense. Like I said, everybody's done some shit at 14. I don't think it's enough to indict Jerry Jones racism and shit like that. Like I said, it's about the actions that we take later on. With him, his actions that he took during the protests and stuff like that, it could have been solely about, the brainwashed mindset that people have to bow down to the flag. You must worship this flag. Don't disrespect the American flag. But what matters more, a person's life and how they're being mistreated by, the state, which is police, government, shit like that, or a damn piece of cloth. And so, but there's a lot of people are brainwashed by certain things like that, and it's all different sides. So, like I said, it's not enough to indict Jerry Jones. A completely bad look, bad action. I think he should be, I think he should be more transparent on, remedying that, especially because of the optics, remedying that. But he doesn't have to do a fucking thing. Doesn't have to do a damn thing, and that's just the reality of it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I want to know, is he wrong? Should he do more? Is it nothing? Let me know. If you think I'm wrong about something, let me know, and we'll go from there.